Welcome to Coreum Concepts. Today we're going to discuss the exchange listing at Gate.io. Got some very bullish news there. We're going to talk about the Davos CBDC that was announced today and the Cetik audit update. We're going to talk about that a little bit also. So Coreum making a splash at Gate.io. 12,200 people have contributed $37 million, which oversubscribed the $80,000 raise, I think, by 40, so that's a 46,000% oversubscription. So super bullish news for Coreum. Going to have a great 2023. This is just a sign of things to come. I'm sure there's going to be some more exchange listings and more good news to come. So today it was announced that trading goes live January 21st on Gate.io. Coreum's now going to be on, I think, the 7th largest crypto exchange, so that's really good news as we head towards the mainnet launch March 24th. So at the Gate.io startup page, it's got a free offering for Coreum subscription. It's almost over here now, I believe. Certainly likely will be by the time this video is uploaded. But hey, good, we're well over the target there, so that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, it ends in 2 hours. So yeah, really nice turnout for Coreum there on the exchange. Just under 12,000 people, $35,000, and 43,000% over the goal. So that's really good to see. Okay, we might as well check in with Davos and see what they got going today. This comes up on payment site. Global CBDC real-time payment network launches in Davos. Leave it to the lofty inspirations of the World Economic Forum to come up with the Universal Digital Payments Network. This, as the new cross-border digital currency payment portal made its debut Thursday in the Swiss resort town, turned summit under the shortened UDPN moniker, with the equally ambitious goal of providing global interoperability between regulated stablecoins and central bank digital currencies. As of this writing, 114 countries representing 95% of the global GDP are exploring, to some degree, the feasibility of launching a CBDC for their nation by researching and even acting out what the issuance of a sovereign virtual currency backed by a federal banking system might mean for their respective economies. While much of the CBDC focus so far has been centered around domestic intra-border use cases, the UDPN is designed to translate so-called digital dollar benefits, including real-time payment speed and minuscule processing fees, to international financial transactions that may one day use central banks issued digital fiat. It would sure be nice if technology that's been around for so long, capable of doing that, it could just be utilized. Underpinned by distributed ledger technology, the same technology popularized by blockchain, UDPN's developers have described it as well ahead of other digital currency payment projects. Whereas most major incumbent payment networks in operation today, as well as several digital currency payment initiatives, take a more centralized hub-and-spoke approach to their networks, UDPN boasts government and management that is decentralized as a key differentiating factor. The payment network was developed as part of a joint effort by GFT and decentralized cloud infrastructure company Red Date Technology, with further support from Toko, a digital asset creation engine developed in collaboration with DLA Piper. Red Date Technology is also known as a developer of the state-backed blockchain network in China, Blockchain Basic Service Network. Oh, that sounds just perfect. Just what we need. Oh man, why couldn't we use Ripple? Why couldn't we use the XRP ledger? Why couldn't we use Coreum? No, let's use something that they're using in China. That's lovely. As reported by Payments, a project from the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and the Digital Currency Initiative at the MIT has proven the technical feasibility of a US CBDC, while the New York Fed is conducting a watershed digital currency project with a consortium of leading commercial financial institutions, including BNY Mellon, Citi, HSBC, MasterCard, PNC Bank, Truist, US Bank, TD Bank, and Wells Fargo. That said, an updated white paper published on Wednesday, January 18th by the Digital Dollar Project, a nonprofit organization advocating for a US CBDC, conceded that the US has so far conceded a head start to other nations in setting global standards for the future of money. In the coming CBDC future, the U.S. should actively lead global discussions on governance, interoperability, security, privacy, and scalability standards, rather than reacting to foreign CBDC decisions. The theme for this year's Davos Summit is cooperation in a fragmented world. Let's hope the newly revealed UDPN is a step in that direction. Well, I mean, based on what I heard there, I'm not too sure if I want UDPN to be a step in that direction. Not more like a Coreum. That sounds a lot nicer to me. And our Coreum audit. Cryptides posts here that you can track the progress of the Coreum audit. It's 5% done, ongoing. This project is currently being assessed by our security experts. Once an assessment is complete, the preliminary report will be shared with the project team for their review. That time team obviously takes her findings, makes any changes or anything remediating the findings. Final report delivered. I threw it out there to Resident Bob, see if he can sneak us an idea on a timeline. I was also curious, like with the smart token technology, I mean, in my mind, it seems like a new technology. I was just curious if that complicates the audit or simplifies it, because there's less risk involved because all the code is on the token itself. So it was just a question I had. Cross my fingers, maybe they'll answer it for me by morning. The last thing I want to touch on here today was something that's not related to Coreum, I guess specifically, but in a way, I've had an idea in my mind for a couple of years of something I wanted to do with blockchain to make the world a better place. And I'm obviously not from a technical background or a developer in any way. It's just a dummy with an idea, basically. But it wasn't until the other day I was listening to an what's it called? Expector Twitter space on real estate, and there's really great conversations going on in there, and it's kind of related to this idea I've had going in my head for the last couple of years. So it was good to have some fresh ideas and some bright minds to solve a lot of problems I had in my head and give me some more ideas. But anyways, afterwards, I just happened to stumble across an article from this Upside co-op and how they released a paper alongside KPMG about using cooperatives in Web3 to basically solve the problem of the securities, because co-ops have been around for 100 years, so everybody knows how they work, the rules, the laws that govern them, and co-ops allowed to have own securities and sell memberships to be part of the co-op and share in the profits of the co-op. So for me, and that idea that I've been working on in my head for a couple of years, it just instantly made sense. And then by luck, the next day I'm in a Twitter space listening with Genfinity, and Upside Co-op was one of the speakers on there. And so I got the white paper and everything downloaded, and I'm going to do a deep dive on it. It's very interesting to me. But how it ties in for me in the Coreum, why I'm putting it on this video, is I remember on the first Twitter space of the Core Council, Reza made an appearance and was kind enough to have us field questions at him, and he answered them in great detail. But at one point, he wanted to know, he wanted to ask some questions himself of the community, and basically some ideas of like what to build on Coreum. And left me at the end of that podcast saying, like, geez, if I had the opportunity to answer that question, how would I answer it? And obviously it was related to the project I was trying to solve this last couple of years. And so for me, this is the question that I would ask him, is how could we incorporate the idea of co-ops on Coreum to help people build and crowdfund and all that without having to worry about breaching securities laws and big legal structures. So basically this co-op would just be a DAO, but it wouldn't have to be any new laws or regulations made to accommodate it. All the laws that govern co-ops are well known and understood. And I think this is a game changer. So I'm going to be doing a video on it here through the weekend to dive into it a bit more and hopefully spur some ideas from other people in the community on what this could potentially do. Thanks so much for joining me and watching today. Please give a like, dislike, subscribe, and comment, good, bad, or otherwise. Hopefully I reduce a bit for today. Peace and prosperity.